Okay, so we might just wait for 1 or 2 people to show up, and if not, we'll just get started straight away anyway. Today we're going to make a Luffy hat. So if you've seen One Piece, Luffy the monkey is one of the main characters in the show. I think he's one of the pirates. And we're going to make his hat as a small keychain. And you can make this yourself. It's relatively easy. It's not too difficult to make. You can make this for your friends, especially if they love One Piece. So hopefully we get some people watching. Hello, welcome. So today we're going to make a Luffy hat from One Piece, and we're going to do that with crochet. So as you can see here, I'm using a 1.9mm hook, and I'm going to start the center of this hat now. So here we go. I might just point the camera a little bit this way. There we go. So I'm going to start Luffy's hat right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a magic ring and insert my hook, grab the yarn, pull the yarn through, and then pull the yarn through again. And this is what makes my magic ring. And this is what we want for anything that we work in the round with. So this is a magic ring. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to make some single crochet stitches. We're going to do 6 single crochet stitches inside this magic ring. So this one's the first one now. Then we'll do the second one. So we pull the yarn through and then weave the yarn through those 2 loops on the hook. So that's the second one. This is the third. I'm going to pull the yarn through and then pull the yarn through and those 2 loops left on my hook. And again, for the 4th time, pull the yarn through and pull the yarn through the hook. The loops on the hook. So that's number 4. Then we will have the 5th single crochet stitch right here, and then the 6th single crochet stitch right here. And that's how we finish our working 6 single crochet stitches in a magic ring. So if I just wrote this as a pattern, I would say R1, which means round 1, and I would say work 6 single crochet stitches in a magic ring. And this is how people would normally write this as a pattern as well. They'd put a full stop there, and then in brackets they'd put you the total amount of stitches inside that that magic ring. So there you go. You can see we've got 6 single crochet stitches right there in a magic ring right here. Hello, welcome. Okay, from here what we're going to do is we're going to pull the tail to make this Luffy hat. So we're pulling the tail right here. Hello guys, welcome. And then the next thing that we're going to do is continue to crochet in this first stitch that we made in that magic ring. And we're not going to make a slip stitch, we're just going to continue into the second round. And in the second round what we're going to do, and if we write it like this, R2, this means round 2, and we are going to do what's called an increase. So I'm going to put in square brackets here, INC, which just means increase. And then I'm going to say we're going to times that by 6 because we have 6 single crochet stitches in the first round here. So we need to times it by 6 because in every one of those stitches we want to make an increase. And remember, an increase is just 2 single crochet stitches in 1 stitch. Namaste. And so the total amount of stitches I'd have at the end of that round would be 12 because 6 times 2 for the increase gives you 12. So that's how you would write it, and that's how you would interpret that pattern as well. So here I am in my first stitch in the second round, and you can use a stitch marker here as well. I'm going to just count for now. So here we'll do the first single crochet stitch in that first stitch that we went in, and then we will make the increase, meaning we just do another single crochet stitch in that same stitch. Here's the second stitch. We'll do an increase in here. So this is the second increase, 2 single crochet stitches in that. The third increase, here's the first single crochet and the second single crochet stitch. Then we have the fourth, first and second. Then we have the fifth, first and second. And finally, to finish this round off, we have the sixth increase right here. Hello, hello everyone, welcome. So if we count all of these stitches now, we should have 12 in total. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we do have 12 stitches. So we know that we are on the right track right here. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, in the third round, and we're going to write this as round 3. So I'm just helping you interpret how to write these patterns and how to crochet them as well as you go along. And we're just making a Luffy hat today. So if you've seen One Piece, you would know Luffy the monkey, and we're just making his hat here as a keychain. So here what we'll do, in the round 3, we're going to do a single crochet stitch and then an increase in the next stitch, and we'll close those brackets, and then we will also times all of this pattern that you will repeat a total number of 6 times, and that will give us 18 stitches in that third round. So that's how you would write it here. Now let's see what it looks like when we actually do it. So we're going to do, here's the first single crochet, then you have in the next stitch the increase, which means 2 single crochet stitches in that one stitch. So that's the first pattern that we've completed. We need to repeat this now another 5 times, 6 in total. So let's do that now. This is the second repetition of that pattern. So 1, and then 1, 2. This is the third single crochet and increase. Increase 1, finishing off that increase there for 2. So that's the third one. Now let's do the fourth. Here, single crochet and then increase. 1, 2. There we go. Now we'll do number 5, single crochet, increase. There we go. And number 6, single crochet and increase. So now we have finished the third round here, and again we should have a total of 18 stitches. So I just want to make sure that I do, so I'm just going to count them. Otherwise you can use the stitch marker. I'm just going to count them for everyone here so we can see that we are on the right track. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Perfect. So that's round 3 done right there. Now in round 4, I still want to make this hat a little bit bigger. So what we're going to do is continue with these increases, but this time our pattern will be 2 single crochet stitches and then an increase. And again, we'll times that by 6, and that will give us 18 plus 6 is 24. So 24 total stitches after round 4. So this is what we'll do now. So here's the first one. We've got 1 single crochet stitch, 2 single crochet stitches, and an increase right here. Let's do it again. Single crochet, and increase. This is the second time that we've repeated that pattern. Let's repeat it another 4 times. Oh, we just dangled around that Christmas tree over there. By the way, if you didn't see the live with the Christmas tree, I show you how to make a Christmas tree. So this is pretty cute as well. And then we also made some sunflowers in a different live, so go check out those lives if you haven't already, if you want to make those things. I've also got some tutorials. I think I have a tutorial of this, so you can see the video nice and clearly. But if you want step by step and follow me to do it, then take a look at the lives as well. Okay, so here's number 3. 1, repeating that pattern, 2, and then increase. What are you doing? We are making a Luffy hat right now. Here's number 4, single crochet, and increase. Hello, welcome, welcome guys. Okay, now I think we have either 1 or 2 more. Increase. This is the reason why it's probably a good idea to use a stitch marker, just so you know where you're going. I still have another one to go, so let's go. Single crochet, and then and increase right here. And I think what I will do is start using a stitch marker at this point, just so I don't get lost, and especially when you're talking at the same time, it can be easy to lose track of what you're doing. Now the only thing I am missing as well is a cutter, and I can't find my cutter, so I'm going to use these big chunky pair of scissors, which is not really ideal. If you have a smaller pair of scissors for crochet or a pair of cutters, then that's the best thing to use. Okay, thanks. I'm from Poland, so my English is not good. That's okay, no problem at all. We're so happy to have you here. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is put the stitch marker in like this, and I just use a piece of cotton to do that. And then I'm going to go in my next stitch, and I'm going to do 2 whole rounds. So 2 rounds. So here in round 5 to round 6, I'm going to just do 24 single crochet stitches, as the same as the amount in this round, and I'm going to put in brackets here that it's 2 rounds, just so it's clear. 5 to 6, that's 2 rounds, and then in another set of brackets I'll put a full stop here, and another set of brackets I'll write 24, meaning that in every round you need 24 stitches total. Alright, so let's get a head start and do this now. So we've got the first stitch, the second, and I probably don't even need to count them because I've got my stitch marker in. But if you want to count, absolutely go for it. Sometimes I just do it in my head anyway so that I know where I am. It's always fun making single crochet stitches, and I have a tutorial video if you want to check that out, showing the different ways of doing that single crochet stitch whilst you're using your hook, and how you pull the yarn under or over as you do that single crochet stitch. And then I show you in that video, I think it's lesson 4, the single crochet stitch, so you can check that out in the playlist that just says crochet teaching, or what is it, it's like crochet for beginners, learn crochet for beginners, and you can check that out. I've got some great handy tips for you guys, and I will be adding to those playlists probably today, and then once or twice a week as well, until we build up a repertoire of those tutorial videos as well. Said hi, Sophia said hi. Yes, hello, Rasa. Okay, it might be normal, Sophia. Okay, so let's keep going. Guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. We didn't make our goal of 10k subscribers for the year, which is totally fine. We are still doing very well. We're just trying to grow this channel this year if we can. So I've already started the first stitch in this next round, which is round 6. And you can see we're in round 6 because we have passed that crochet stitch marker there. So we're going to do crochet another round here, and then we will assess and see how much we've got, whether we want to continue with our autumn yellow before we change to red, or so on. So we might have a look at this after. What's good, y'all? I'm back from yesterday's live. Awesome. Hey Adam, nice to have you here again. This is awesome. Thank you so much for coming. So today we are making a Luffy hat. I don't have one on demonstration here because this is the one that we're just going to make right here and now as we do this live. Just thought this is a nice, quick, simple one. I think someone mentioned yesterday to do a strawberry, so at some point I will put a pattern together for a strawberry, and then we can all do that together on a live. These are great little things. I always like to have as a live something small that we can do together that doesn't take too much time. You know what we might do? I either want to put red here or one more yellow round, and I think what I'm going to do is make one more yellow round. So this time I'm just going to change this to the number 7, so 5, 6, and 7 rounds, and I'll change this to 3. So before we said 2 rounds, but I think it's better to have 3 rounds. It just looks a little bit bigger. I could be wrong though, but honestly I don't think either way it's going to make too much of a difference. It's going to be a nice looking hat in the end that we'll be able to use as a keychain, especially if you're a One Piece fan. And you know what, even if you aren't a One Piece fan, at least you can learn today how to make a crochet hat, and it will be a nice hat that you can have as a keychain, or maybe the first thing that you make in crochet. It's a nice easy pattern, a good way to start your crochet journey if you haven't yet. And yeah, we'll do this together. Now you can see this little snowflake over here is kind of tangling up my yarn, so I'll try and keep that a little bit far away. Are you okay, both? Yes, they did. Not her anymore, okay, but yes, they did. What? I'm not sure what's going on in the chat over there, but I hope you guys are all okay and are enjoying the live that we're doing right now. So here we go. So we have almost finished this 7th round. We've got one more stitch to do. So here we go. So in this stitch right here, I'm going to change the yarn color to red. So this is where we've got our red yarn right here. And we're going to grab the yarn. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on in the chat either. A little bit confusing, but as long as we're all okay, that's all good. So here what we're going to do is we're going to change the yarn color to red, as you can see. So here's my red color right here, and I'm going to change it now. And then what I will do is I will go in this first stitch, but in that first stitch I'm just going to go in the back loop only. The back loop only for that very first stitch. So here's round 8, and we will have over here, we'll say change color to red. And then we have the first stitch in the back loop only, so that's a single crochet stitch. And then everything else we will have as, so I should have put this in bracket, take this away, and then we will have 23 single crochet stitches to go. So that's what it will look like there. In the back loop only with that first stitch, and then everything else is in the front and back loops here. And that will give us a total of 24 right there. Okay, here we go. So now I'm in my front loops, and what I'm going to do as well, if you can't see, is I'm going to weave in the 2 yarn tails at the back. Just going to weave those in because we will eventually change back to yellow, so we may as well just weave in the yellow the entire time. You don't have to, and you can just weave in the red and wait until you get right back here before you change to the autumn yellow color. But we're just going to do it like this for now, just to keep it nice and consistent. There are other ways of changing the yarn color, but for now let's keep it as so, because the other ways can be a little bit more challenging, but it looks nice as well. So there's always some pros and cons to doing different techniques and methods. Usually the more challenging ones look a little bit neater in the end, but you know, doing it like this, I think we're doing a great job here too. What's going on now? Oh, we've got some deleted messages. I don't know. I'm kind of just letting you guys do your thing in the chat, but anything that I see that I can respond to, I will. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, and I will do my best to answer them as well. So we're just going around here in red. We're weaving in that yellow yarn tail as we go along. And here's our last and final stitch in red. And now what we'll do is swap it back to our autumn yellow colored yarn. There we go. Okay, so here is our hat right now. Now the next thing that we're going to do in round 9 is so we've got 24 single crochet stitches. We are going to do single crochet increase all the way around, so that will be times 12, giving us a total of 36 stitches in the next round. And we don't even need to go in the front loop or the back loop, we'll just go in both of those loops. So here I'm just going to go in the back loop. I always go in the back loop when I've changed color in the first round, just so it looks a little bit neater when you go and crochet in that spiral. So I'm going to weave in red behind it just for a little bit. So here we've got 1, and then we have increase, except that increase will not be in the back loop. So I'll put that in its normal front and back stitches. Here we go. Here we've got single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase. And I think I've weaved in this red enough, so I won't weave in the red yarn tail anymore. I'm going to cut that in just a moment. But I'll continue with my pattern now. Single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, another single crochet, increase. So you can see we're starting to form the brim of the hat right here, and it's actually looking pretty good. Single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase. Thanks so much, Adam. Really appreciate that. Single crochet, increase, and then we'll have one more single crochet and increase to finish off that round. So single crochet and last one, increase. There we go. Okay, so we are looking good. I don't really need the stitch marker anymore, but I still will use it just for this tutorial. Just want to make sure I've got it nice and neat right there. Now we can cut the red yarn over here because we don't need red anymore. The only thing is I don't have my cutter and I don't really want to use these chunky scissors, but hey, look, this is all we can do. So I'm just pulling it and cutting it. Okay, it turned out okay anyway. So we're still all on the right track right here. Now in this next round, what we're going to do is, and this will be our final round here, so this will be round 10, and what we'll do here is we'll do 2 single crochet stitches and then an increase, and again we'll times that by 12. 46, 47, 48, so we have 48 in the round 10. So in round 10 we'll have 48 stitches in total. You can use a stitch marker as well, so feel free to use just a piece of cotton to make that stitch marker right there. I don't know what's happening in the chat right there. Sounds a bit strange, but anyways, we will go in this stitch right here because this is the first stitch of the next round. Okay, here we go. Single crochet, single crochet, and increase. I wish I could crochet like you. You know what? You can. You absolutely can. All it is just a little bit of practice. I've got some lesson tutorials on this channel, so you can have a look at that and just follow. Get some yarn. You don't need any expensive hooks or anything like that. And yeah, you'll be able to crochet in just the same way as well. This is why I'm teaching you guys how to crochet, and I'm doing these tutorials because they are specifically for you, and you can start off as a beginner and yeah, end up being really good at it. Perfect. Awesome. If you haven't subscribed as well, please subscribe. I really appreciate that. Single crochet, and increase. And we'll just repeat this pattern 12 times. And lucky I have a stitch marker to help me know exactly where to finish. So that's the benefits of having a stitch marker as well, because then you don't have to count each individual stitch as you do that. Here's the increase, still repeating that pattern. Single crochet, increase, single crochet, and increase. And the lovely part about this is that it doesn't take too long. And like, see, look, we'll be finished in under half hour to finish this Luffy hat. So you guys could make a Luffy hat. Once you've learned a couple of basics of how to crochet, you could probably do your own very own Luffy hat in a matter of maybe 1 hour. Maybe just over an hour if you're a little bit slower with doing the stitches, but you will get faster and faster, and you will notice it the more you practice as well, guys. Okay, last one, single crochet, single crochet. This is the last increase. And then what we'll do to finish off this pattern is I can do an invisible stitch, or I can just make a slip stitch. So slip stitch to finish. And that's probably the easiest for you guys to do, just a slip stitch and then in the very next stitch. So let's do that here. I can take out my stitch marker because I know I'm done, and in this very next stitch I'm just going to make a slip stitch like so. So there we go. Now from here I'm going to cut this yarn, and I have to weave this yarn underneath. So we will do that with a nice needle. If I can find a needle here. I hope I can find a needle. Yeah, we do have more people than yesterday's stream. I think because yesterday was, what was it? It was the first day of the new year, so I'm sure so many people were doing stuff and were very busy. It's probably a bad time for me to choose to do a stream, a live stream. But yes, we have more people today, so that is great. More people around on their computers. It's probably a little bit early as well, especially for people in the US. It's probably just late afternoon for them here. Whereas here, it's only 10:30 in the morning. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this is not the best needle to use. I really wanted to find my smaller needle, but I can't find it anywhere. And I have to clean up my station because it's all a little bit of a jumbled mess at the moment. But seeing as I can't find it, I'm just going to do my best with this needle right here. And we are going to go through a couple of these stitches, and as you can see, this is why I don't want to be using a thicker needle, because you can't get in the stitches. I mean, you can, but it's a lot more difficult. It's kind of like less space to really get in there. But if you have a small needle, this is so much easier. It's 3:31, 6:30 in the US. Oh, perfect. You're very talented. Oh, thank you, Gunnar. I really appreciate that. And you can do just this as well. This is why I'm teaching you guys how to do this, because I want as many people to begin their crochet journey as possible. It is a fun little hobby to have. You guys will enjoy it. It's nice to be able to do this. Not many people do it anymore, crochet. And I only picked it up in a year. So I'm going to weave the yarn through the eye of the needle there, and then I'm going to pull the yarn through those 4 or 5 little stitch spaces in the back there. And then I'm going to pull it a little bit more, and then I will cut it with my gigantic scissors because I can't find my cutter. You also can cut this a little bit as well. You can choose to weave it through. I would have weaved it through, but I just don't want to go through all the trouble with this thick yarn needle unless, let's see. So all I've done is just put the hat inside out. You know what I was thinking of making? Since Squid Games #2 came out a little while ago, I was thinking of just making one of the Squid Games character in the pink suit. I'm just going to put it through 2 stitches. So you can see I've just weaved it in through 2 stitches. I've turned the hat inside out, and I'm going to weave this magic ring yarn tail, which is what we made at the very beginning. See you tomorrow. If I'm doing a live tomorrow, I will see you tomorrow. That sounds good. If not, hopefully we see you again. And I'm just going to cut this here. I should have put it through a bit more, but yeah, my needle is just way too chunky. Ah, the guards. Okay. But yeah, I kind of want to do a pink suit guy or the guard as a tutorial from the Squid Games. Okay, so we've made a Luffy hat. Now the last thing that we can do here is make a chain at the top of the hat. Now if you have a keychain, you could just automatically put the keychain on the top of the hat here. But if you don't, this is a good way to make what's called a yarn chain. So what you do is you just pick anywhere, and I'm going to go into the center. Actually, I'll go through the center and out. That's probably easiest, huh? So through the center, and I'll just go out to the next stitch along there. And then what I will do is leave a little bit of a yarn tail. I will pull the yarn through, and what I'm going to do is just chain 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 halfway, 31, 32, 33, 34, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is 50. And you know what? 50 is not bad. Let's keep it at 50. I think it's just the right amount of yarn that we need. So we just want to straighten this out as much as possible. And what I'll do this time is, what we'll do is we will go from the center of the magic ring, and we will come out at a different section, and then we're just going to pull the yarn through. And what we want to do is make a slip knot. So I'm just going to pull that second loop through the first, and now here all I need to do is pull the yarn through, and then I can directly cut it. So we're going to cut that right there. Now from here, what I will do, since we've got our yarn chain here, I want to tie a knot with these two yarn tails right here. So we'll just tie a nice tight knot. Okay, so everyone, we're just tying a knot right here. And now, my goodness, I wish I could find this smaller needle that I had, but it doesn't look like it's here, which means I've used it at some point and forgot to put it back in its correct place, which is never fun. That's how I lose all these things. Okay, but what I'll do is I'll insert this yarn underneath here. Okay. So pulling these yarn tails through, not all the way, because if you pull it all the way to the end, you can't pull the needle. So if you just put a little bit through and then pull the needle and pull this a little bit tighter. Now you can see it disappears over here, so we've got a nice yarn chain right here. So this is the best thing to do if you don't have keychain. Just make yourself a lovely yarn chain like so. Hello, hello. And then from the middle here, the best thing to do again is weave in these yarn tails. Oh, my favorite part with the chunky yarn needle. Just trying to find the best ones to go through, because I wonder. Kind of want to pour this because sometimes the needles hide. Here's one needle, but it's not the easiest to weave the yarn through. Oops. And here's another one, but again, it's too tiny. By the way, these are pins, and we do use them a lot during crocheting. So if you are a crocheter, I would recommend, especially if you're doing a lot of amigurumi type things, having pins is probably your next best friend. I know, right? I have also stabbed myself on some of these needles before. It's not fun. Honestly, with needles, pins, and anything sharp, I'm terrible with. I always end up bleeding accidentally. Maybe I'll try and put it through this. I'm just a little bit worried because the eye of the needle there is not great. But you will see, having a smaller needle, like having that right size needle, is the best thing. You can see it just goes in so nicely, right? It's so much easier, but this is the part I'm going to have trouble with. So I'm only going to be able to put in one at a time, and I'm going to have to make it super tiny. So I'm kind of like twisting it as much as possible so I can fit it through. Sometimes it's not fun as well when it's cut so uneven, which again is because of my chunky scissors. But we got one through. Okay, this is good. This is very good. We are on the right track, guys. I'm going to use some pliers and pull that through. Yikes. There we go. So we got one yarn tail through. That's exactly what we want. And then we'll just pull that and cut it. Nice. Pull that. And now let's do the other one. Let's do this maybe over here. So much easier, isn't it? It just slides right through. So if you also don't have the right type of needles, I recommend just buying yourself a set. I'm sure you can get them at your local Walmart or even grocery shop. Just get yourself some needles, a bunch of different sizes, and yeah, they come in very handy for crochet. Just for weaving in those ends and doing a little bit of embroidery as well. Embroidery means like adding extra details, and we do that a lot in some of my videos. So for example, even this bunny right here, the eyes, we're just using a sewing needle and some yarn, the nose as well, the mouth as well, and this is what you call embroidery. They don't? Okay, I'm sure like any local place has a set of needles. I know in Australia you can find them at Kmart, Big W's, even just your local Coles or Woolworths, which is just your local grocery stores. You can find them. So surely other places would have them too. If not, online. Best thing to do is just online. Okay, our hat is currently inside out. So if we put it the opposite way, now we have a Luffy hat. The bunny looks so confused, does he? Does he really? To me, he doesn't look confused. I don't know. I think he's cute. Anyways, that's the bunny. I'll just keep him here so you can see him. Can continue looking at his face and thinking he's confused, even though to me, I don't know about the word confused, but Hello, Ruth. Hello, Mads. Can you crochet stitch? Oh, that would take a long time, my girl. So that's why I have a tutorial video. If you want to crochet Stitch's head, there is a tutorial video on him. It is a larger head. It's probably about the size of this bunny. and the ears would be about the same size as that, but I do have it for you and you can follow that tutorial. In here, if we were to do it here, it would take a good chunk of time, which we probably just don't have right now. And also, it's hard standing up for so long. Okay, so we have a Luffy hat right here. Guys, if you didn't make this bird, go check out my other live. I also show you how to make these birds. It is very cute. And guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We'd love to have you join our wonderful community here at Mnash Threads. So the reason why we're called Mnash Threads is because my best friend is Emmy, and she helps me with some of well, she's kind of meant to be a co-owner of this business that we're trying to create, so hopefully she will be on here making some tutorials this year. And then also my middle name is Taynash, so we just combined it, Mnash, and then Threads just to add something. Can you please show Stitch? I bet it's so cute. Oh gosh, I have to check. I've got a lot of products. It's like I want to find him now, but where is he? Okay, I found him amongst all the chaos. Here's Stitch. He's the Stitch with an open mouth. He's got his teeth. Yeah, I was searching. Sorry if I was a bit far away. I was trying to look through a big bag. I've got like so many different amigurumi characters in there, which actually we can probably show you on this live if you're interested. I have done it before. But anyway, so the entire head is on tutorial, and then the body is not. And the reason I didn't do the body on tutorial is because I wanted to sell him as a pattern and make a tiny bit of money for anyone that wanted to buy the pattern. So that's why I kept the head as YouTube and the body if you wanted to buy the entire pattern. Thank you so much, Mads. Thanks, Adam, as well. Let me know if you want to see any other products that I've done. I've got a bunch there. So anyway, so that's Stitch. Maybe we can actually. Maybe I can just show you through this all of the little things that, well, maybe not all, but we can have a look through some of them. What do you guys want to see? Just finding some things to show you. Okay, here, I've got some things. A couple of things. Number one, oh, where's this hat? Number one is Puss in Boots. And he has his sword and his cape. He does have a hat as well. I just don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Here. Here's his hat. So he's got his feather at the top here, which could even have wire going through that if you wanted to, but more than fine. And you can see, just put it over his head. And that's Puss in Boots right there. He's very cute, I must say. And then another one that we had in a live, and again a crochet tutorial, this will be great for next year, are some candy canes. Christmas candy canes. I'm not sure if you were there for my live, but we did a whole candy cane on either Christmas Day or Boxing Day. So we did that as well. Candy cane. And then this one was one of my most, I really love this creation. It was Tangled. So here we made her dress and her entire body with her long hair. And then we also made this. It's like a flower hat. So again, I thought this was very cute. And then you can just pop that on her head, giving her a lovely flower hat right there. Thank you so much, Jessie. Thanks, Mads. Thank you, guys. I have a ton of other princesses as well that I've made. I think there's like a total of 9 or something. This was Sadness from Inside Out. So she was fun to make as well. And then we also had Alice in Wonderland right here. So yeah, she's got her bow, her dress. I also made the white rabbit as well, which I did show in another thing, but we might show some of the other characters in a different live. Maybe I'll show like 5 or so different characters in each live that I do. Or Nani. Who's that? Oh, Lilo or Nani? No, I don't. Not at this point. But who knows if we get around to it. So anyways, guys, that was today's little crochet tutorial of how to make a Luffy hat. I actually, guys, so if you like One Piece, I have made Luffy as a small character, and there's an entire tutorial for how to make him as well on this channel. So if you check the videos and you just type in Luffy Mnash threads, you will find how to make him as well. So you guys can do that. And if you ever wanted to purchase any of my patterns, head over to mnashthreads.etsy.com. So that's just my store on Etsy. And that's where you'll find all of the patterns that I've made. It definitely helps out as well. But of course, if you don't know how to crochet just yet, I mean, it's something to work towards. And this is how I write my patterns as well, which is fun. Thank you so much, Mads. Yeah, check that out. Okay, guys. Well, how about I see you in the next live, and maybe we can get around to making a strawberry, because I know that was a request. And I know another request was a little dinosaur, so maybe we can do that as well. Perfect. I hope you do attempt stitch. Again, tutorial video available for you. And here's a Christmas tree. You can do this one next year. I'll start to crochet a lot of Christmas things for this year's Christmas, so that we can have an assorted array of Christmas crochet that you guys can start preparing for this year. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I guess I'll see you in the next live, where we'll most likely make a strawberry. Mini stitch. Oh, mini stitch. Oh, I don't know if I want to do mini stitch at this point. I have so many other things to do. You saw that yesterday, Adam? Yes, you did. You sure did. All right, guys, please do subscribe and like this live if you haven't already. And have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.